Hello, friends. Today's hot tea for the ballroom dance world. This is a part 2 on why on earth is it so expensive to enter ballroom dance competitions. Okay, and I'm not talking about the fees that you pay your pro, which often is astronomical. I can get into that in another video, but I'm talking about the competition itself. The fees to enter to be able to walk out on that comp floor and be judged. This is part 2, so I'm going to post a link in the description to my part 1 because there are many factors involved here in case you missed that video. So you might be surprised that competitions, and I'm referring to the NDCA sanctioned ones and the USA Dance sanctioned comps are required by the rules, just kind of when you get that endorsement, so to speak, from that nationwide organization, that you are going to purchase certain scrutineering software. So like those little iPads you see the judges using, that person sitting up there on the computer typing in stuff, that stuff just doesn't magically appear. You pay a pretty penny to rent all of those devices. You have to pay a kind of a certified person with that program, in using that program to be there to assess the scrutineering, the marks. Those things don't just magically appear online. That takes a ton of work and, more importantly, money from that comp organizer to make that magic happen. Now, if you have an independent competition, which tends to be, if you're following the rules, smaller than a certain number of entries, you have flexibility there, and you could even have a person doing it with a calculator. So you could use an abacus. They don't care. But for these sanctioned comps, you are paying more to have a bit of a higher standard of evaluating your dancing, and that would include specialized software. Okay. There are unsanctioned NDCA comps that are actually really good as well. That's called USA Dance. Usually that's the nonprofit that runs those. And those comps are cheaper, not because they're out of the kindness of their hearts, guys. Those comps are cheaper because almost everyone you see there is a volunteer, except for the judges, okay? Although the judges accept these jobs for pennies on the dollar of what they could earn if they were teaching during that time, okay? So in my opinion, even the judges are doing kind of a favor to their students by being there. And as I've touched on in previous political videos, dance politics, some judges do take one for the team and show up to judge only so they can get marks for their students in future comps, okay? I know this stuff isn't talked about much. Please don't throw shade at me if you're a professional dancer, but I'm just being honest. You come here for the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Most of it's beautiful and amazing. Some of it's a little shady. Okay, so the pay that they pay these judges, honestly, it's not much. But they do pay through the nose to, I'll say, wine and dine these judges. And they fly them in from all over the country. And if it's not an unsanctioned little local comp, there are even, there's generally regulations, so to speak, that the comp organizer must follow to fly them in from different areas of the country, or in IDSF events like from around the world. And this is expensive. It's a pain in the keister to organize. It takes a lot of time. It's hard to recruit these people. A lot of people don't like to judge, frankly. They'd rather stay home and eat Cheetos at night and teach their fun lessons in the day with all their buddies, and not show up somewhere and schmooze people for 3 days and work sometimes really rough hours, okay? In my opinion, the biggest cost is the time and the stress, honestly, of organizing this thing throughout the year. I know as the participant, especially if you're new to the ballroom dance world, you just walk in and kumbaya, everything's magic and beautiful and happy, and it is. And if the comp organizer is doing their job well, you deserve that experience because you're paying through the nose for it. So, but do know those pros, especially the organizers, are under a great deal of financial strain, of pressure, trying to make people happy. And they spend a boatload of time all year long organizing that comp and setting up who's going to judge. Is this a fair panel? You have to reserve that hotel room a year in advance, or you can't just waltz in that weekend and expect to be able to reserve a bunch of hotel rooms and a competition-sized dance floor. Not possible. Tons of time goes into that, guys. My partner at one of my professional partners, as I mentioned in my previous video on this topic, ran an NDCA and USA Dance sanctioned competition. So I'm pretty familiar, more familiar with most people, in kind of the nuances of running a competition. Also, as you probably know, I owned the largest ballroom dance studio in the country for over 15 years. And so as such, we hosted many competitions, both unsanctioned and sanctioned, in the ballroom and in other styles of dance as well, kind of dance subcultures. So I have immense respect and appreciation for those competition organizers. They are doing so at great risk, at great expense. Okay, and they are providing an opportunity for dancers to strut their stuff on the floor, get that pretty Christmas card photo, see what you're made of, be evaluated by as much as they can, provide an unbiased judging panel for you, okay, to assess your dancing in an empirical way. I think that is fabulous. So if you do have a local comp, you know, even if you don't like it that much, hey, take one for the team, support your local business, enter that comp, even if it's just, you know, enter one dance and then buy a daytime ticket. That is supporting, and they will appreciate you, okay, guys? And as previously mentioned, you know, support those vendors as well. They're not making money there probably at all. So patronize them if that's within your budget, okay, guys? These organizers, and I tell you from personal experience, they spend thousands of dollars out of pocket, even if it's a USA Dance comp, they do. As a matter of fact, our local USA Dance chapter, and this is super sad, actually went under, and many of their members were owed money after that last regionals sanctioned event they sponsored, because they didn't have enough entries to cover those thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of costs, guys. And this does happen to individuals. I have personally seen many comps go under, and that organizer pays through the nose. Literally, they're not paying themselves at all. They lose money, okay, guys? So do encourage you to participate in these local comps, to participate in the national comps, not just for the benefit of your dancing, but politically that benefits you as well. And I've touched on this in some other videos. I'll address that some more in the future as well. If you show up to comps, they recognize you. They recognize that you're bringing money into this well-oiled machine. They're going to reward you with that, honestly. So although it is expensive to enter these local comps, hey, I'll tell you what, it's more expensive if you have to pay for a cross-country airplane ticket and take a week off of work to go compete somewhere. I love local comps, okay? And many ballroom dancers sadly are in that boat where they don't have a sanctioned competition within driving distance, maybe no comps at all. So I am super curious, guys, if you can share with me from your part of the country, or if you're viewing from another part of the world, what that competitive circuit looks like in your area. Do you have comps in your area? Are they sanctioned by a governing organization? How much does that cost to enter? All that stuff that will be interesting, not only to me, but to our other ballroom dancers that are on this channel, okay? And I'm probably also going to post another video on why on earth pro-ams are charged so stinking much to do these comps. So anyway, All sorts of fun stuff coming down the kitty for you. Stay tuned. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And thanks for joining me today. Happy dancing, guys. Bye.